A lot of people reach out to me often regarding, they're stuck on bench. How should they navigate the path of becoming a full stack developer, starting, if they are in backend developer. A lot of people are confused about, the roadmap, that how one should follow. What are the things relevant in this industry these days, especially after AI and all. So if you are also, one of those who are feeling stuck or confused or what to do next, please put your comments uh, detailing your experience and currently where are you in your career. And I'll paste my WhatsApp group in the comment box. Please do join. We'll have a discussion, whatever we want to. And if you especially wanna have a one-to-one discussion, let me know in the comment exact difficulty issues which you're facing, and then I'll share a form where you'll put your resume, everything, and then we'll discuss about it. So let's understand the problem statement, and then we'll jump to Visual Studio to see how to fix or how to answer this client round question, which is 99% of the time is being
Hey
asked.
everyone, if you're going to appear for round two or client round, you can expect similar kind of question where you'll be given a code snippet and you have to find which solid principle is being violated in that particular code snippet. The challenge is not to find the name of the principle because usually we figure out, but the challenge will be to how to prove that this principle is being violated. And at the same time, we have to, most of the time, they will ask you to redesign so that failure doesn't happen. So let's flip to Visual Studio and see and we'll try to reconstruct the similar kind of scenario and try to understand all of aspect which often being discussed during the interview. So if you look at this program.cs file, we have a payment method, which is an abstract and it's going to be served as the parent class, this system. So we are trying to simulate a real world payment system, right? And the payment method is the parent method where we've got two method. I beg your pardon. The parent method class is the base class, which has got two methods, process and refund. Now we have got two card payment method. One is card payment, which is inheriting from the parent class. Now it has its own implementation. The card payment is processed, and if refund is required, it will refund it, right? And we've got another method which is non-refundable payment. Once payment is made, you cannot get the refund of it. And we see a lot of situation like that on any e-commerce website like Amazon or Flipkart, wherever. This also has got two implementation because it is inheriting from the parent method. It has got to implement process and refund. Since refund is not possible on non-refundable payment card, we will throw an exception. Now, this is an important service. This service is only, using payment provider method, which is basically directly, which is not directly talking to any of the child class. It only depends on the payment method abstract class. Now, if let's say we are creating an instance of parent class and pointing to card payment, which is payment method one, and the same thing we are doing for non-refundable payment, which is payment method two. We build the solution, you see there is no error. Let me try to run and show you that it doesn't give you any build error. Build will succeed. But question was, let's talk about elephant in the room, which was asked in the first place. That which solid principle is being violated here in the system? You see, right? There is a abstract parent class and two child class who is implementing the process and refund method. Since we don't see any build error, which solid principle is being violated here? Let me know in the comments which solid principle you think is being violated here. Most of you would have definitely guessed it right. It's the Liskov substitution principle which is being violated here. Because as per the Liskov substitution principle, any subclass should be usable whenever the base class is expected. This is the simplest definition I can point out. Whenever, object reference variable of parent class is pointing to its child class, the expected functionality of the system should not break. Means a child class should be able to fulfill all the responsibility which was supposed to be fulfilled by the parent. And in the inheritance hierarchy, though LSP doesn't have to do anything with the inheritance, but since it uses inheritance, and that's exactly where the system breaks, object reference variable of parent class, or in other words, object of parent class should be easily and smoothly substitutable with its child class object, right? So here you see the card, which is object reference variable of payment method. And I would strongly encourage you guys to use technical vocabulary. A lot of people uses like this card or something. I don't know. The fact is, this card is object reference variable, and this is the object. So whenever the object reference variable of parent is pointing to its child, the functionality or the flow of the application should not break. Okay. If service depends on a base class, it should not cause any unexpected failure if the object is being replaced with its subtype. Okay, this was the first question. Let's look at the second question, which is also considered tricky, and you should be, in a position where to you should be in a position to defend yourself. Now, if you remember, the next ask was how you're gonna fix this issue. Now, since because the parent was, forcing us to implement both, how can we avoid this? So the best possible way is to split the responsibility. So what we can do, that we will remove this from here, and we'll create an interface. And that interface will be representing this refund method. So whichever class wants to implement this refund functionality will be using that. Else, it doesn't have to. Okay. So that's how by splitting this, we have not now we are not forcing any class. We are not putting a class with trust that you have to implement it. And that's where this interface comes into the picture. Now this start payment can also inherit from refundable, and the refund method is already there, which is already implemented, right? So let's make it. Okay, so Visual Studio is complaining that there's nothing to override. You look at the error. These errors also, you should be keep in mind, because but we will implement it differently in non-refundable one. So now in the non-refundable one, we just simply have to remove this method, because non-refundable one doesn't allow refund. And one more change we have to do is inside, instead of passing base class, which is payment method object, we will be passing um, interface reference out here. And using this, we will be calling the refund. And in the process of this, we will be all set. Now there won't be any error running this code. After these refactoring, let's build and see if there's any error or not. Build was anyways succeeding, so even now it will. And we'll run and see if there's any error or not, which it should not. Okay, everything works right. I'll paste this code in the comment section. You can take it and do some hands-on. I would strongly encourage you guys to do some hands-on, so that these changes, whatever we have done, gets inside your mind. I know majority of the people have already figured out that what will happen, especially when non-refundable one. But if you haven't, then you must have learned something. Those who already understood the problem and realized that it is LSP, I hope at least they've got to know how to respond to these questions and how you should build the interview, right? You should not jump into the answering the question. You should go with the flow, that why I think LSP is being violated and what are the steps we can take in order to fix it. Okay. Thank you. Let's start with the second one.